going on, guys? Start of week 8, about 5 weeks out now, so weights are really starting to get heavy. This is definitely the point in training where you start to kind of realize the what you're going to be capable of on meet day. And yes, there's a lot of things that can dictate that from here until the actual day of competition, but if things go as planned, you'll be able to get a good feel for these next couple weeks of where you're at and how things will go. And typically about 5 weeks out, if you're having some good training, you'll have a good meet, as long as you don't do anything like a drastic water cut that you're not used to, or try anything different the week of, or put new stuff into your system that it doesn't agree with. You know, things like that you can see cause a dramatic effect in how you perform on meet day. But typically these next 2 to 3 weeks, the weights are starting to get heavy. You'll start to kind of see the realization of your off-season work and your strength blocks and everything leading into the peaking phase. So pretty excited. Hopefully things go as planned, and you just keep pushing through. If they don't, and you make adjustments and you just do the best you can. So like I said last week, I had a little bit of a strain in my groin, so this week I'm gonna work on bringing my stance in on my squats just to alleviate some pressure, and we'll just see how that goes. And you know, we'll just build from that week to week. Nothing serious. There was no bruising, so feels good. Able to deadlift last week and everything felt fine, a little tight, but nothing that I haven't dealt with before. So biggest thing is just staying healthy, keeping hydrated, and making sure that I'm ready to go each training session. And kind of one of the new things that I've been doing as of probably like 7 weeks out, as I get closer to the competitions and I get closer to my weight, really dialing in my nutrition, I'll start to get a little bit leaner. And the thing with that is your muscles get a little bit tighter, so you want to make sure that everything is well hydrated, you have plenty of salt, so that whenever you're going to train, especially during the winter times in a warehouse gym where you don't have heat, you know, you want to make sure you're loose and staying warm. And what I've been doing, what I added in some noon tabs and some salt tabs first thing in the morning with about a half gallon of water, and I'll drink that before training and throughout training, along with my intra-workout drink. And the intra-workout drink from True Nutrition gives you the option to add electrolytes to it, so I do that every time, and just making sure that I'm staying well hydrated so that nothing pulls, nothing strains like I've had in the past. So just trying to stay on top of that as much as possible. Typically at the end of every week, after deadlifts, I'll do an Epsom salt bath. And then throughout the week, just really trying to focus on listening to my body and figuring out what's tight, what needs extra work, what needs attention. And if I feel good, I don't mess with anything. I'm not one of those athletes that goes over the extreme, and if you tend to work on stuff a little too much, then that can cause issues as well. So you just kind of do what you have to do, a lot of maintenance work, and if something feels tight or something's nagging, then you put the work into that and leave everything else alone. Your body can only handle so much of a stimulus each go around that it has to recover from. So if you're introducing too many things, your recoverability is gonna take a hit, and your training is gonna take a hit. And you know, that's just one of the things you want to think of when you're planning out your training, recovery, and all that different modalities. So here's this week of training, starting off with some squats and just progressing from there. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Just kind of want to hit on injuries during training, right? If you talk to any lifter, any serious lifter, they'll always tell you that they're always banged up one way or the other. And I used to watch some of these guys training before I got really into powerlifting. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, but strength training, you know, pretty much since high school. So, but getting into it, I'd always see these guys, you know, pull muscle, and then they're back training, you know, like a week or two later, and I just figured, oh man, these guys just heal really fast. You know, well, they must be doing something right, or maybe they're not doing anything different. They're just one of those guys that heal fast. And as you progress through the sport, you grow to realize like there's more to dealing with an injury that meets the eye. You know, and I'm not one to promote anything outside of what I've done, and what I've used and what I've seen to be effective. I'm not trying to sell any products or anything like that. I just know what works for me and what has worked for some of my clients. And what I like to do whenever an injury happens is I immediately assess the situation. If there's some bruising and swelling, I'll try to ice it immediately, probably the first 10 hours. Do some ice on it, some ibuprofen, just to reduce some of the swelling and get things kind of back to normal, so you can actually move the next day. And through that process, I'm doing some movement that doesn't cause any irritation, whether it be blood flow restriction type movements, just body weight movements, anything that's going to get blood moving to the area that's going to create some type of adaptive response, so you're able to heal, recover, and keep pushing through. And I'll do that, and as soon as I can start moving again, I'll say it's a leg injury, I'll squat with the bar and then do a couple sets of 10. The next day I'll come in, squat 135, do a couple sets of 5, trying not to fatigue the injured area, but trying to get blood and volume, get some stuff going to it. And then also outside of the scope of movement and doing those type of things, just applying some heat to it, anything to get blood to the surface. And there's no specific movement patterns, there's no specific exercises that I do. I just do the competition movement, or the thing that caused the injury, adjust my stance, adjust my width if I have to, and find something that doesn't cause pain. And as you saw on the squats, I went a little bit closer, everything feels fine. And then you also have to take into consideration that there are drugs that a lot of lifters take to help speed up the process, and that's probably the biggest thing that I've found over the years is being able to take some of these things that help you heal a lot faster. And typically a lot of them come through peptides and things of that nature. So being able to kind of get that dialed in along with everything else is what has helped me push through any type of injuries. I'll pull a hamstring and start my protocol right away, and I'll be good in like a week or two. And I never knew about that stuff until I got deeper into the sport and deeper into the game. And if someone tells you that their recovery process is just movement and heat and stuff like that, they're full of crap, because there's a lot more that goes into it. So don't just buy stuff that you see online and that people are trying to sell, and don't be so naive to think that that's all there is to it. There's a lot of dynamics that go into what make lifters great, and a lot of the stuff we just don't talk about. We don't want to talk about, mainly because it's none of our business to put our stuff out there and give any type of advice on what to do or how to do things. It's just an opinion, and it's what I've seen work. And I know now, being into the game and being into the sport as long as I have, that there's a lot more that goes into it besides the videos and Instagram and YouTube. They can paint a pretty picture, and they can definitely show you what they want to show you, but a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. A lot of smoke and mirrors, and I've come to realize that over the years. So make sure you guys pay close attention to the people you're looking up to, the people that you're following advice, and know that there's more to it than just what they say. And not that they're trying to trick you or anything else, it's none of our business to give out any type of advice like that. So do your own research, find what works best for you, and then from there, do what you got to do. Just got done deadlifting, 705 for 2 reps. I wanted to do a double, but first rep kind of got away on the way down, and instead of pulling it with my feet offset, decided just to go for 2 singles. Since I suck at deadlifting anyways, I figured might as well get a little bit more practice. So now back home, ready to eat some post-workout food. We got some chicken. We're gonna go about 6 ounces of chicken and turkey, about 1.5 cups of white rice, bagel, strawberry jam. So roughly that's about 50 grams of protein, and close to about 200 grams of carbohydrates, and that's for my post-workout meals. So pretty good food. Weight's going up slow and steady. Not gonna have a big cut or anything like that. Feeling really good. About 4 weeks out, just ready to dial it in. Last 4 weeks is usually survival mode. Hoping to stay injury free and have a good day. So we'll see how it goes. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you next week as the weights get a little bit heavier.
Take the bodies out! Call the ambulances! I'm done giving first and second fucking chances! I'm a killer, I'm a killing, I'm a killing! I'm a killer, I'm a killing, I'm a killing!
Night after day, after night, I work, hustle, kill, and I fight. Boy, might as well give me the throne that you inherit. And while you're at it, give me the badge, cause I'm the sheriff.
Everybody back up! I want this! I want this! I want this! I'm bigger than a back truck! I want this! 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 Some people are walking blind, and other people fall in line. But I'm too busy chasing mine to let the world leave me behind. I'm going for mine. Getting to the top is just a matter of time until I get mine. Never looking back, cause I'm on my grind. I'm going for mine. Take the bodies out! Call the ambulances!
So just finished up week 8. Sitting at 4 weeks out right now. Really good week of training. I was excited to be able to move the squat the way I did. Deadlifts, you know, if you guys watch any of my training videos, you know that I am not a fast lifter at all. But being able to pull 705 for 2 singles and not have grip issues is really encouraging. So this is the most I've ever pulled, 30 pounds more than I've ever pulled in the gym going into a meet, and I still have 4 weeks left to improve on that. So I'm pretty excited. Next week will be more of speed pulls, even though the lighter weight, just kind of lighter pulls, I guess would be a good thing to say. But I guess, you know, everything's moving along nicely. Squats, bringing my stance in, seemed to work out really well. I was excited about that. Everything felt good. Bench is improving, shoulders going well. If you want to know what the biggest thing, I guess biggest improvement, and why my shoulder's been fixed, like you guys know, I've been trying everything, and to be quite honest, it's just static stretching it. Just doing the capsule stretch that I've documented, 3 minutes a day, and just doing one aggressive stretch for 3 minutes, and that seems to be the trick. You know, back to the basics, right? You don't have to overcomplicate training. You don't have to overcomplicate things and try to outsmart everything, and you know, just stick to the basics, work hard, and if you're having issues, maybe think about making things a little bit simpler and not overthinking things and not trying to do too much. So like I said, 4 weeks out, kind of looking at the roster, checking out some of the guys that that'll be on there, and 242 class is really stacked. I don't feel like I can compete with the top guys. I'm gonna go out there and do my best, but I'm excited to see Oak and Herbert and Wills kind of push each other head to head. Oak's training's looking really good now that he's, you know, gaining weight and being able to kind of fit into a bigger weight class. His numbers look really impressive, especially a squat. Larry always looks impressive. His deadlift is coming up, his bench is coming back from the pec injury. And Andrew, I used to train with him when I was at Boss, and he's just steady, man. Everything he does is just super impressive. His squat is looking good, his deadlift is looking good. Hopefully his shoulder's holding up, so his bench press is improving, and that's gonna be one hell of a 3-way battle. And then you also have guys like Perry Ellis, who's a USA PL lifter, coming over. Super impressive numbers in sleeves, and once he throws on wraps, I'm sure they're gonna get even better. Matt Mitchell, who many people don't know, but has a really strong squat. I don't know much about him, I just know he has a really strong squat. it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if he does USPA meets, if he's gonna walk it out, and if he has depth issues. That seems to be kind of the common trend with people transitioning over to USPA, but I think he'll be fine. He's a top lifter. He should be able to adapt and knock it out of the park. And you have some other guys, Europeans and stuff, that are wild cards. You just don't know what they're gonna do. And then Jordan Shallow got added to the list. He just competed in Australia, hit some PRs, but also didn't do as well as he wanted to do. So I'm sure he's gonna come down there and put up some good numbers. So it's gonna be a hell of a battle in our weight class. I think there's like 10 guys in our division now, so it should be a lot of fun. Just being around those guys and competing with those guys should push myself to hit some PRs. And you know, it's kind of one of those meets where it's like you either belong there and you're gonna compete, or you're gonna, you know, shit the bed. And I guess we'll see, right? 4 more weeks, training's going good. I'm excited to get down there, see some of my friends, see some guys that I just talked to online, and get to meet them in person. And you know, just one of those meets that may never come around again. So enjoy it, embrace it, and get everything you can out of it. I always appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you guys next week.